by His Grace Satya Sara Prabhu. He is very familiar to our congregation. He is our temple president, guide, mentor. So he does not require any introduction, but this is a Vaishnava etiquette to glorify a Vaishnava. Prabhu is designed various programs each and every day of the week, some or the other program, and transforming hundreds of families, showing the path of Sanatana Dharma. His selfless service inspires each one of us progress in spiritual path. Thank you, Satya Sara Prabhu, for giving an opportunity to perform various devotional service for all of us, and also enlightening all of us in the midst of many material distractions and confused paths. With that, we are welcoming Satya Sara Prabhu with loudly chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra once. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Devotees, please move forward so that whoever coming later, they can join behind. So without disturbing class, we can continue. Thank you, Satya Sara Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, devotee.
For the nice introduction. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you all for joining the Sunday feast. So last Wednesday was Sri Vamana Dev's appearance, Vamana Dwadasi, meaning the Supreme Lord incarnated as the dwarf brahmachari, a small, cute, beautiful boy. He came in that form to perform a fantastic, a remarkable pastime. So what he did is, he showed extraordinary kripa. Kripa means mercy or compassion towards his wonderful devotee, Bali Maharaj, Mahabali. How many of you know Mahabali, Bali Maharaj? So what he did is basically, by incarnating as Vamana Dev, he removed his Bali's pride. Bali Maharaj was very proud of himself, Shakti and whatnot. And he removed all the material differences. So generally we feel strong when we have a lot of money, power, position, beauty, whatever. He said it. So Bali Maharaj was very powerful, very proudful of his strength and the power of his army and things like that. So Vamana Dev thought that, okay, so let me just remove his pride and make him a very humble devotee. So it's an extraordinary mercy he showed. So that's what this pastime is all about. So I'm going to narrate that story. It's a Sunday feast, so we may not be able to go into details of the pastime because different Puranas beautifully describe this pastime. One is Vamana Puran, and also the mention of this in Vishnu Puran. And more importantly, Vasudev beautifully described in Bhagavad Puran, Srimad Bhagavatam. So we can go into details, but I'm going to keep it at a summary level and go through the entire pastime and see what we can learn from it. So whenever the Lord performs pastime, there's so much to learn. So that's the idea of the Lord performing the pastimes. So with that backdrop, so before I get started also, Prabhu, can you present the slides? So beautifully, there is a benediction given by Pulastya Rishi, whoever hears this pastime. So that's a beautiful to know. The Pulastya Muni said, one who hears this pastime with attention, with faith, you don't need to have full faith, at least you have faith, who hears this pastime will burn the sins that you accumulated for millions of lifetimes. The first benediction Pulastya gave. Second, he said that by hearing this pastime, the story, with faith, you get the benefit equivalent to performing Ashwamedha Yajna. Have you heard about Ashwamedha Yajna? Ashwamedha sacrifice the kings and the great personalities in the previous yugas they do to get power, position, sons and daughters or whatever, children. Very powerful. So that's the benediction given. So please listen to this pastime very carefully. Okay? So I'm going to start with a beautiful sloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhu, next slide. I mean, there are so many verses came to my mind. I picked this one because this is a seminal verse, meaning the foundational verse or sloka to understand the different avatars of Krishna. It sets the foundation. So, so this is from first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. See, the Bhagavatam books are listed there. So the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, third chapter. The chapter is called Krishna is the source of all incarnations. Then it's 28th verse. Beautiful sloka. So before we start reading this sloka, I'm going to just offer prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sanskrit. Ete chamsa kalapumsaha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mridayanti Yuge Yuge Ete chamsa kalapumsaha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mridayanti Yuge Yuge. One more time. Ete chamsa kalapumsaha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mridayanti Yuge Yuge. So 3, 1 Mataji, 1 Prabhu and 1 kid. Like to recite? Yes, Madhava?
Hare Krishna. Yate chamsa kala pumsaha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swamyam Indrari Vaklam Lokam Mridayanti Yoga Yoge.
1 minute. Wait, fantastic. Thank you. Prabhus? Or
I
Mataji?
can go, Prabhu. Yeah.
Online?
Yeah, yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Ete,
Yeah,
ete, can I go, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, go ahead.
Ete chamsa kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mridayanti Yuge Yuge.
Fantastic. Thank you, Prabhu. Or Mataji?
Can I go, Prabhu?
Yes, Atmamai Mataji.
Ete chamsha kala pumsha Krishna tu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mridyandi Yuke Yuke.
I gave a promise to Rekha Mataji by nodding the head. So please go ahead. Last one.
एतेषां सकला पुंसः कृष्णस्तु भगवान् स्वयम् इन्द्रारि व्याकुलं लोकं मृडयन्ति युगे युगे.
Wonderful. So translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. I'm going to read the translation in the interest of time. A beautiful, very classic purport Srila Prabhupada wrote, commentary for this sloka, so you can read. So the translation goes like this. All of the above mentioned incarnations are either plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of the Lord. But Lord Shri Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. All of them appear on planets whenever there is a disturbance created by the atheist. The Lord incarnates to protect the theist. A beautiful translation by Prabhupada. So, ete chamsa kalapumsaha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mridayanti Yuge Yuge. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Sakshurunmalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langete Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Mande Shri Gurun Dinataranam. Basically, I offered my prayers to my Guru. Without him, I cannot speak anything. It's his blessings and mercy. So it's, as I said, this is one of the landmark verses in Srimad Bhagavatam, or seminal verse. Why? Because this verse establishes the position of Krishna. So he says, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So he is the original supreme personality of Godhead. So then it also talks about all other incarnations, such as Kurma Avatar, or Matsya, Vamana, which we're going to talk today, or Narsingha Avatar. Everything is an expansion, or came from Krishna. Krishna is the source, and all the incarnations comes or expands from the Lord. It's not that Krishna is the superior and the others are inferior. It's not like that. It's all same. But there is an original candle which lit up all other candles, like that. It's like it's our parents and us. We can never become our parents. You may be a president of the United States. Parents may be a normal parents, but still they are parents are parents. The position cannot be taken away, however big you are. So it's like that. So he is the source. So there is a beautiful verse in Brahma Samhita. Even Lord Brahma says, Advaitam Achidam Anadim Anantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayavanam Cha. Meaning, it's like there's there are many forms of the same person. That's what it means. Right? The one person takes different forms. It's very tough to sometimes comprehend. How is that possible? I'm a one person, that's it, right? How can I take a different form? But the Lord can take it. So it's like a polymorphic monotheism. If somebody asks me this question, especially when you preach in youth colleges, are you guys monotheist? No, we are polymorphic monotheism. Meaning, there's one person, but he takes different forms to accomplish different purpose in a different time, place, and circumstance. It's like that. So, another important point I want to call out in this sloka, very important to know, the third line. The third line says, Indrari Vyakulam Lokam. Pretty interesting. What does that mean? Meaning, whenever the Devatas, Devatas means Indra is the chief of Devatas, isn't it? And all Devatas, when they are in trouble, when they are in difficulty, they attract Lord's attention. Lord cannot tolerate. So my devotees are in trouble, so I need to step in now. So he descends, he comes and relieves the stress, distress, and whatnot. So, but we also know Indra makes a lot of mistakes. Do you all agree? Anybody can give example? Indra made a mistake. Yeah, Samanvitha? He killed Vitrasura, exactly. Why it's a problem? Devotee of Krishna, yes, he killed. So any other mistake Indra made? Govardhan, yeah, he was just trying to attack Vrajavasis because they didn't offer to Indra. So Indra got very mad and said, okay, I'm going to kill this Vrindavan completely. He was attacking Vrajavasis. So if he is a devotee of the Lord, how can he do mistakes like this? It's pride. It's, though he is a devotee, sometimes he also gets desire to enjoy. He also wants to show that I am powerful. This is how I'm powerful. But his power comes from the Supreme Lord. He forgets that sometimes. But no matter what, he is the devotee of Krishna. So Krishna just says, when you are in trouble, then I'll step in. I'll come. And I will just eliminate all those kritinos, all these tamasic powers, and establish the religion. So Krishna gave in Bhagavad Gita beautiful sloka. He says the 3 reasons why I come. Anybody remembers? Kids, yeah? Srivatsa? What is the sloka? Very famous. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskrutam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. The 3 reasons. Paritranaya sadhunam, to protect my devotees, good people. Vinashaya cha duskrutam, eliminate these tamasic powers, the demoniac forces, or bad people, right? Like Hitler or something like that. Then to establish the religious principles. Dharma samsthapanarthaya. To protect dharma, to establish dharma so people can practice religion. So he comes like that. So that's in one sense, a superficial cause. You just get, okay, this is overarching. This is the reason why I come. But there's another reason he comes. Anybody knows? Mataji, Prachi Mataji. Yes. Exactly, because devotees come like us, all of us sitting in this room, and people who are not in this room but they are devotees too. We all just worship Krishna, Radha, Rani, and all these things, but we wait for Lord to come. We want to see the Lord, right? Because he does a stunning performances. So Krishna says, okay, my devotees are waiting for me, so let me go and just to do stunning performance, heroic. A small boy, 5-year-old boy lifting a Govardhan hill with a little finger. How is that possible? The devotees gets completely attracted to him. Oh my God, what is this? So that's the reason. That's the primary reason is that Anugrahaya Bhaktanam Manusham Deham Ashritaha, it says, meaning I come in a human-like form and perform a stunning pastime. Nobody can do it. So my devotees get attracted to me so much, so that they can come to me. So that's his primary reason why he comes. So anyway, so coming back to this third line, Indrari Vyakulam Lokam, meaning the devatas in trouble, he comes. Think about this, I was thinking about it sitting in that room. When Indra was attacking Vrindavan, right, Brajavasis, by rain and things like that, what did Krishna do? He lifted Govardhan Parvat, then what did he do? He protected all the Brajavasis. After 7 days and 7 nights under Govardhan, everybody got protected. What happened to Indra? His pride vanished, but did Krishna kill him? He did not kill him at all. Though Indra was attacking the Brajavasis, in one sense attacking Krishna, he did not kill him. He just chastised him. Indra, don't do it again. When Bakasura came, he attacked Krishna. Right? Agasura came, he attacked Krishna. What did Krishna do? He finished them off. Why is this partiality? When Indra came and attacked, Krishna did not do anything. Okay, chalta hai, go. I forgive you. But Asuras he killed. Why? Because devotees are devotees, he likes devotees. That's a simple answer. What's a verse in Bhagavad Gita? Krishna declares it. He asked Arjuna to declare it. Kaunteya pratijanahi name bhakta pranashyati. Arjuna declared it boldly. Even my devotees make a mistake, I'll protect them. This isn't it? So yes, that it's not partiality actually. It is a reciprocity. It reciprocates the loving relationship, the love that devotees show. Even you make a mistake, it's okay. I correct you. You take a corrective action. You won't just leave, okay, you make a mistake. No. He stopped Indra. Don't do it again. Indra said, okay, like that. So devotees, he does things like that. For our demons, he just destroys them. Okay, so that's what it is. So whenever the Indra and his associates are in trouble, the Lord comes to protect them. Very, very important. Now, Vamanadeva's pastime. So at that time, before Vamanadeva appeared, there was a big conflict between the two elements in the universe. Who are they? Two parties. The Devatas and Danavas, isn't it? Or Adityas and Daityas, or Asuras and Devas, right? The evil and good people. Always there is a conflict. So that's why in Srimad Bhagavatam there are 10 topics Bhagavad Puran talks about. One topic is called Uti. Uti means two tendencies that you see very prevalent in the universe. That you always see good people. You also see bad people. How is that possible? Brahma created Rakshasas, demons. He also created Devatas and devotees, and so on. So that's what Srimad Bhagavatam talks about. Prabhupada beautifully translates the word, Sanskrit word Uti to the creative impetus. Creative impetus means it makes you to act in a certain way. Either you are influenced by the three modes of material nature and you act sinfully, or you are influenced by Daivim Prakritim, in the sense the divine energy of the Lord, and you act properly also. So these two, the tendencies exist throughout. And at that time it was very big conflict between devatas and demons, good people and bad people. How did it happen? At that time it was very bad. If you see, who is Bali Maharaj's grandfather? Okay, Prahlad Maharaj, many answers, very good. Prahlad. So I'm going to cut short because we don't have time to go into details. But Prahlad, who's Prahlad's father? Hiranyakashipu is another demon king. And he was very hostile towards the devatas and was doing a lot of atrocities. The Narsingha Deva appeared and he killed him off. After he killed Hiranyakashipu, he made his son Prahlad the emperor of the demons. He said, Prahlad, you rule the Asura Kula. You are the emperor. And Prahlad is a great devotee of the Lord. And he ruled so peacefully and so wonderfully. He didn't have any problems at all. And so Prahlad is from Asura Kula, meaning demon. But he had a very amicable relationship with devatas. So devatas were peaceful, they were able to do the universal orders. And asuras were quiet and there was a very loving relationship. Then Prahlad got old. So he decided to retire. He said, okay, it's too much for me. Let me give all my kingly duties to my son. Can anybody tell who is the son of Prahlad? Or Bali's father? Virochana. He said, my dear son, you rule the Asura kingdom. So Virochana took over the powers and he became so powerful, meaning he was doing so many austerities, tapasya, and he got a lot of weapons and very powerful weapons. And he got a very beautiful weapon, not a weapon basically, it's a benediction from Surya Dev. The sun god gave him a golden crown. He said, Virochana, if you wear this crown, nobody can defeat you. Undefeatable you'll become. But unfortunately, Virochana, unlike his father Prahlad, he was very arrogant. He became very arrogant because of power. And he also developed some kind of animosity towards devatas. Oh, you guys are devatas, I am asura. So he started to, be very offensive. And he was very hostile to devatas. So then the devatas got very afraid because Virochana is becoming very powerful, stronger and stronger. So we need to finish him off. So all the devatas are planning. Because this demon will become very powerful and it's a problem. So, but he has a golden crown, so nobody can defeat him. So what do? Take the crown from him. So what the devatas did is they all disguised themselves as sages, brahmanas, and went to Virochana. Virochana is a very, very charitable king. If somebody comes and asks, he gives, and especially brahmanas. That's a Vedic etiquette. The sages came and said, oh, Virochana, we need something in charity. Because he has a mystic power, siddhis. So he knows the people who came, they are devatas, they are going to trick me. But still, he is a very charitable king. He said, I'll give you whatever you want. What did they ask? Give me the crown. And he said, I gave my word. So that's what Kshatriya nature is. I gave my word. So I'm not a Kshatriya. But Rekha Mata said, yes, I said, okay, you do it. So he said, I gave my word. So he gave this crown. What did they do? They finished him off. That's it. Bali Maharaj came to know, he is son of Virochana. Bali came to know that, how did devatas do this? Bali is also a wonderful devotee of the Lord, but he thought that it is injustice. They tricked my father, they took the golden crown, and they finished him off. I am not going to leave him. I am not going to leave any of the devatas. I am going to attack them and I am going to banish them. Then Bali took, go to the next slide, Prabhu. So that is Bali's army and Indra is watching. Sorry, I didn't have time to put in proper comment. So Bali Maharaj went to heavenly planets because they are in the lower planetary system, and he took all his mighty army and he went to attack Indra and his associates, devatas. By seeing this, Indra got frightened. Then Bali attacked them. All the devatas ran away from heavenly planets. Where did they go? Whenever there is a problem? Went to Vishnu, Sirdakshaya Vishnu. They went to the milk ocean. Oh, my dear Lord, we are in trouble. Bali is so powerful and he is attacking us. So, but before I answer what answer Vishnu gave, but I want to tell you why Indra and his associates were so weak compared to Bali. Devatas are supposed to be very strong. So there is a problem. The problem is they got cursed by Durvasa Muni. One time, who is that? Indradev was going in Airavata. What is Airavata? His Vahan, elephant, Airavata, and he was going and Durvasa Muni was coming. Durvasa Muni, he is a mystic, he is a Muni, he is a Siddhi. I mean, he has all the Siddhic powers, mystic powers. And he saw Indra, Indradev is coming. So he took a beautiful garland and offered to Indra, because that's the custom. So he gave it to Indra. Indra said, oh, thank you very much, Durvasa. Then he put it on Airavada's trunk you put it. And the elephant is elephant. So the smell was so strong, Airavada got irritated. Why Indra is putting the garland on my nose? He just took it and threw it on the ground, and Durvasa was watching this. He said, it's an insult. I gave garland to you, Indradev, and you gave it to your Vahan. I'm okay with that also, but the Vahan just threw it on the floor. So let me curse you, because you are very, very proud of yourself, Indra. Let me curse you. He said, you'll be bereft of two things. He said, I curse you, Indra, and all the devatas. They'll be bereft of strength, they'll be bereft of opulence, and bereft of energy. These three things will not be with you. So the devatas become very weak. So when Bali came, they could not counteract, they could not counterattack. They become very weak. So that's the number one reason why. You want to say something? Okay. Oh, I see. I got distracted a little bit. Bali got, no. Indra got, so Indra got very weak. Indra and Devatas will become very weak. That is the time when Bali went. Okay? So, lesson number one for all of us, we should never, ever disrespect Brahmanas. You will become very weak. Spiritually, materially. If you disrespect elders, you disrespect Brahmanas, you disrespect spiritually elevated person, you disrespect Guru, you will become very, very weak. All kinds of problems start to manifest. Okay, very important lesson for all of us to learn. Another reason Bali was very powerful and very fearless, the demons, when they went to attack Indra and others. The reason is, they pleased their guru, Sukracharya. Even though the demons, they pleased by following Sukracharya, his guru. So, it is said that because the more you please your guru, you become very strong spiritually. Whatever you need, you get it. Because the Guru Shakti will start to manifest. But many people don't understand that. That's why Guru is very important, having Guru in our life. So they pleased Sukracharya, and he had a Sanjeevani mantra. So he told the demons, if you get hurt, or if you even got killed, don't worry, I'll revive you. Think about it. So demons don't worry. Okay, you're going to kill me. I'll come back tomorrow. I'm not dead anymore. So that's another reason why the Asuras are so powerful compared to Devatas. So that's why Indra thought that I am in a very, very weak position now. So he went to Vishnu. So my dear Vishnu, please help me here. What should I do? What advice Vishnu gave? Anybody? No. Churning of the milk ocean. He said that, okay, you guys have this, but you have a curse, standing curse from Durvasa. So you are weak. How can you fight with Bali? Mahabali is extremely powerful. So you cannot fight Mahabali. So you just churn the milk ocean in a truce with the demons, in a pact with the demons. So just be amicable and say, hey, let's churn the milk ocean, and ambrosia will come. The Amrita will come at the end. 1 minute. Amrita will come. All the devatas take Amrita. You become very strong. The Amrita will immortalize you. So you will become very strong. Then you can fight the Asuras. Then you can just get rid of Bali. Yes.
I agree, like you're never supposed to disrespect your elders. Thank you. But like, you know, there have been, in the past, there have been instances where, you know, like through religious whatever, that you're not supposed to be, like the poor people, they're achutas, you know, you're not supposed to touch them and all that stuff. So those wrong things, they've been also promoted by them. So it's my belief that we're never supposed to support a person, no matter who it is, if, you know, they promote the wrong things, because I'm sure in God's sight, everybody has, like, everyone is equal and they deserve equal rights. So in the past, there have been wrong practices too, which I don't think we should follow anymore.
You can come in the far a little bit so people can sit. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, so it's just those things, because Brahmins, there are many Brahmins who do good things, who promote the right things, but there are people who also promote things like, which I'm sure God is never going to accept of.
Absolutely.
So those are some things that I think we should keep in mind, that you can respect your elders, or, you know, Brahmins and stuff, but be mindful of what they teach you.
Okay. So, fantastic point. I'm going to address this. In fact, this pastime addresses that. Can you just hold your thought
Yeah, sure.
till end?
Sure.
Then we'll discuss, because
100%.
I completely support what you said.
Sure.
But this pastime addresses that.
Sure.
Okay? Yeah. So, questions at the end. Your thoughts also, note down. 100% we'll discuss all the thoughts. I totally support. What's your name? Antra? Antra, absolutely support you. I agree with you. Okay. So, then they started to, I'm going to go very fast. Then they started doing the churning of the milk ocean. One side Devatas, other side Asuras, and the Mantra mountain with Vasuki, they are just doing it. What was underneath the Mantra mountain? Tortoise. Who is that? Vaishnu Kurma. Don't worry, I'll come. So he was there and they're doing it. A lot of things came while doing the churning. At the end, Ambrosia came. The Asuras were planning. Okay, we have to trick the Devatas, steal the Ambrosia, Amruta, and we will eat it. So then Devatas will not get anything. So they'll become more weak and we can attack them more. They planned like that. But at the end, what happened? The Asuras took it. They took the Amrita pot and just went away, and they were about to take it. Then Devatas went to Vishnu and said, "What is this, Vishnu? You told us to do this. Now they tricked us and they took all the Amrita pot. What should we do?" Vishnu said, "Don't worry, they have a weakness. They're so weak about women, beautiful women." So Vishnu took Mohini Murti avatar, a beautiful, sensual beauty he was displaying. And he went to the Asuras. They said, "Oh wow, it's a Mohini Murti." Then Mohini said, "Okay, please give me the pot." They gave it to Mohini Murti. And I'm just going very fast. And he gave it to Devatas and said, "Okay, you guys have it." So Vishnu tricked the Asuras, the demons. Sorry, Lada, if you don't understand, you ask me. Yeah, the names, the Sanskrit names I'm using. Keith, you too. So he gave it to them. Then all the Devatas took the Ambrosia or Amrita. They become very strong. That's it. Okay, now we'll fight. Get rid of all the demons. They started to hit Bali and Bali's army. And Bali and all could not fight because Ambrosia is so strong. And was completely, they got rid of all the demons from the heavenly planets. But they also killed Bali Maharaj. Do you know that? Bali was dead. So at that time Narada came. Narada said, "No, Vamana has to come. The Lord has to come as Vamana. So if Bali is dead, then Vamana cannot come. So I need to do something here." So he told the Devatas, "Enough of fighting with the Asuras. They are gone. You all go back to your heavenly planets. Do your duty. Chandra, you do your duty. Varuna, you do your duty. Agni, you do your duty. No more fight. They are gone." Then he went and told the Asuras, "Please take your Emperor Bali to Sukracharya, because he has the Sanjeevani mantra he got from Lord Shiva, so that can revive him from death." So immediately the Asuras took him to Sukracharya and he revived Bali. When Bali got revived, he got so mad. How can this, Devatas can do this to me? I am going to be more powerful. So he asked Sukracharya, my dear Guru Maharaj, tell me, how can I become more strong? And I want to do universal conquest. I want to conquer the entire universe, all 14 planetary system. Lokatraya. Lokatraya means the 3-layered universe. There is a Patala Loka, there is a middle layer, and there is a upper planetary system. All 14 planetary system I want to conquer. Give me a solution, I want to do it. Sukracharya being a amazing Brahmana. And he said, you have to do Vishwajit Yagna. That's a very complicated yagna, extremely complicated. But I will help you. Who is Sukracharya, by the way? Who is descendant? Which rishi? No. More powerful. Brihu. No, Brihu is a Manasaputra, isn't it? So Brihu Muni's descendant is Sukracharya. So Sukracharya said, I will tell you exactly how this yagna has to be done, and you become the most powerful emperor in the entire universe, all 14 planetary system. Nobody can check you. And he did that yagna, he got so powerful, he became very powerful, and he attacked the Devatas. At the time, Devatas could not do anything. The Amrita and all, it's not working. Well, Ambrosia, we took, what happened? Nothing. Bali is more powerful. And he started to attack them like anything. They all ran to Brihaspati. No, Brihaspati. And said, Brihaspati, what should we do? The Amrita is not working that much. Bali is more powerful. He said, he did Vishwajit Yagna. There's nobody can defeat him. Nobody. Except Vishnu. So you all run away from the Swargaloka. Don't be here. If Bali sees you, you are gone. Then all the Devatas and Devis and all run away. They were not there. Bali comes and sees nobody is there. Okay, he said, demons, let us rule the Swargaloka. So they were ruling all 14 planetary system, including Satya Loka. Who lives in Satya Loka? Huh? Brahma, the creator. Brahma is not controlled by anybody according to Shastra. He is controlled only by Vishnu. Satya Loka nobody can control. But Brahma let Bali, he did not resist him, let him control my planet also. Why? Any guess? Yes, so that Vamanadev can appear. If I check Bali, then Vamana cannot come. Then we cannot get darshan of Vamanadev. So Vamanadev has to come. So Brahma said, Bali, you control Brahmaloka also. I'm fine with that. So Maharaloka, Tapaloka, Janaloka, Satyaloka, everything he was controlling, and Swargaloka also. And all the lower planetary system and the earth, all 14 planets came under Bali's control. This is the problem. Because universal affairs has to be done by Devatas. Nobody can do it. Should not do it, isn't it? So there is a disorder caused. So then, what happened? Yes, Aditi. Who is Aditi? Mother of? Yes, mother of Devatas. Mothers are always very compassionate, kind, loving, and they're concerned about the children. She goes to Swargaloka, nobody's there. Where is my Indra? Where is my Chandra? Where is my Varuna? Where is my Agni? Where are my Devis? My Devas and Devis are not there. So she started to feel very remorseful. Mother wants to see the children, isn't it? Happy. And they are not even able to do the duties. The Lord has given them duties. Then she started to cry and cry and cry. Then her husband, who is husband of the Aditi? Kashyapa Muni. So Kashyapa at the time was in a meditation, a deep meditation for a long time, and Aditi was crying and crying and crying. Children they were missing the children. Then Kashyapa came back and asked, what happened to Aditi? Why are you crying? She said, well, our children are not here. Did you see that? Where are they? I said, Bali just banished them. They are hiding somewhere. Nobody is to be found. I want my children back. I want to see them in the Swargaloka. So Kashyapa, please do something. My dear husband, do something. Kashyapa, being an amazing devotee and a very powerful sage, he advised Aditi, don't have this attachment anymore. He talked about Sankhya. We are not this body, we are spirit, soul. Don't have a dehatma buddhi, meaning my body, my children, my husband, my wife. People with dehatma buddhi, that's all they think. They cannot think anything past that. Kashyapa says, you are already old. Think about the Supreme Lord and just please and go back to Krishna. Why are you worried about this? She accepted at the time. Then again that the separation, the thoughts, the feelings comes. And she went again to Kashyapa and said, I understand what you said. I mean, I can focus on the Lord, but still I am missing my children. I want them back. Then Kashyapa thought that I cannot do anything. It's a motherly affection. Motherly affection cannot, nothing can penetrate that. Isn't it? It's so powerful. Then he said, I'll give you a solution. He asked Aditi to do Payovrata. Prabhu, go to the next slide. Payovrata. Payovrata is a very powerful vrata. It's a 12-day fast, 12-day vrata. It's a Vaishnava vrata. It's not a mundane karmakanda vrata. Even in this age it is applicable. It's not only in Satya Yuga, not only in Dwapara, Treta, even Kali Yuga. If you are in misery and you want to do some relief, you can please the Supreme Lord by performing this Payovrata. The scripture talks about it. If you read Bhagavatam, there is a chapter assigned for how to perform Payovrata, very Vaishnava vrata. I don't want to go into the details because there is so much we can talk about Payovrata, but the ultimate goal of this vrata is you please Krishna and you get the benediction. So this vrata was given to Kashyapa by Lord Brahma. So then Kashyapa says, this is the only solution. You please the Supreme Lord and ask him, do this vrata. So she followed this vrata so sincerely, and at the end, you see Sakshat Vishnu appeared. He had just appeared in front of him with all this 400 form, with Shankh, Chakra, Gada and Padma. Beautiful, stunning form. And he said, my dear Aditi, what do you want? You perform this vrata so beautifully. Then Aditi said, I need my sons and my daughters back. So please help me with that. Then the Lord said, do not worry, I will take birth as Vamanadev in your home. I will take birth as your son and fix this problem. Do not worry. So that's how Aditi got conceived after that, and Vamanadev was born. Prabhu. Prabhu, you can go to that. So see the beautiful boy. So when Vamanadev was born from the womb of Aditi, he was in a 400 form, Vishnu, miniature Vishnu, baby Vishnu, like that. Then he transformed into a beautiful dwarf, brahmachari form, you can see. When he was born, he was so beautiful, so peaceful. And people could not resist looking at his beauty. He was so cute boy. So at the time, what happened is, when he was born, he was very peaceful, and he came for a different purpose as a brahmachari. All the devatas, it increased the Vatsalya Priti, Vatsalya Bhav. You know Vatsalya Bhav? Vatsalya means parental affection. So when not only Aditi and Kashyapa had that parental affection towards their son, all the devatas also got it. It was just overflowing in their heart. Oh my God, this is like my son, like that. Then at the time they wanted to serve Vamanadev, the little boy, because whenever you feel like, you like somebody, you want to serve, isn't it? So they want to serve him. So there's a beautiful, I was thinking about it, when Narsinghadev appeared, the devatas didn't get opportunity to serve him. Why? Because he appeared suddenly. Right? Prahlad said, okay, he is in the pillar also. Hiranyakashipu said, he is in the pillar, Vishnu is in the pillar, let me hit the pillar. He just hit the pillar, Darshanideva came out with a very fearful form, isn't it? Half lion, half human form. And devatas didn't get any time to serve him. And he killed Hiranyakashipu, then what happened? What did devatas do after that? They all came to have darshan of Narsinghadev, but with great fear. Narsinghadev, please don't kill me. So you are very nice, like that. But when Vamana appeared, he appeared so beautifully, like super cute young dwarf boy with amazing features. So Devatas wanted to serve him. So Brihaspati gave him the sacred thread, Yagnopavit, to him. Then Surya Dev came and just recited the Gayatri Mantra, Brahma Gayatri. So we recite Gayatri Mantra to please Surya Narayana. But the Surya Narayana himself came and just, Vamanadev, this is Gayatri Mantra you can recite. Then Kashyapa, his father, gave him the straw belt. Then Lord Brahma gave Kamandalu. Because he is a brahmachari, so he has to take the Kamandalu with him, the pot, water pot. Then Chandradev came and gave Brahmadanda. Brahmadanda means, you know the danda, you know? It's a celibate stick, I will put it like that. The rod of celibates. Very powerful rod they carry. Then Kuvera came and just gave him the begging pot, because he's a brahmachari, mendicant. So like that, all the devatas got an opportunity to serve the beautiful form of Vamanadev. Then Vamanadev realized it. Okay, now it's time. I have to go meet Mahabali. So I need to check him. I need to take care of him. So Prabhu, go to the next slide. So he started to walk to see him, Bali Maharaj. At that time, Bali Maharaj was doing Ashwamedha Yagna on the banks of Narmada under the guidance of Bruhu's descendants, Kukracharya and all other Brahmanas. And he was doing amazing Yagna to become more powerful. So Vamanadev thought that, let me go and perform the pastime. So he started walking. So it's written, just put one line of the sloka, Bharenagam Sannamayam Pade Pade, meaning even though he is a small boy and he is a dwarf small boy walking, every step he was taking, the Bhumi Devi was going down. Bharena, it is super weight, so heavy. So then Srila Prabhupada writes it beautifully that, even though the Lord comes in whatever forms he comes in reptile form. Do you know that? What is anyone can give it? Yeah, reptile. What is the avatar name? Anantashesh. He comes as reptile, Anantashesh. He comes as bird. Anybody knows? What is avatar? Garuda is one, but avatar, Hamsa avatar. He comes as a Hamsa, swan. He comes in half man and half animal. Who is that? Narsingha. And he comes as animal form, four-legged animal. Varahadev, boar form, isn't it? So the Acharya says that whatever form he comes in, he has all six opulences in full. So Vishnu Puran talks about the six opulences the Lord has in full, and nobody has it. That's why he is so attractive. Anybody knows? Fantastic. So Aishwaryasya. Aishwarya means wealth. Samagrasya. Viryasya. Viryasya means strength. He has all strength. You cannot see anybody stronger than him. Then Yasha Saha. What is that? Fame. He has all the fame. Shri. Yes, beauty, all the beauty. That is the fourth one. What is then? Jnana. Jnana means all knowledge. You cannot see anybody better than him, knowledge-wise. Then comes Vairagyascha. Vairagya means renunciation. So all the six opulences in full, you can see in the Lord, whatever forms he takes. So here he is a small boy, dwarf Brahmana, but still strength is full. So that's why when he was walking, Bhumi is shaking actually. So amazing. So anyway, then Vamanadev reached Bali Maharaj. Prabhu, next slide. Reached Bali Maharaj's sacrificial arena. As soon as he entered there, and all the Brihus who are doing the yagna, Ashwamedha yagna, they saw Bali Maharaj. They're stunned by the radiance coming from him. He's a small boy with umbrella, kamandalu, and he was walking there. They saw that, wow, who is this? He's a Mahapurusha, he's a great personality has come. And they could not resist, they started to pay obeisance, they started to pay respect to him. They thought that Sanat Kumara has come, or Surya Dev himself has come. They could not understand who this is. Amazingly brilliance, the effulgence coming out of him. Then Bali saw that, okay, this is a great personality has come, so I need to honor him. So what did Bali do? He just took him to the Vyasasana. Prabhu, next slide. This is another picture. Bali is welcoming. Next one. So what Bali did is, okay, the great personality has come, so you made Vamanadeva sit on the Vyasasana and he started to wash his feet. He washed his feet and took the water Charnamrita and he took it on his head to sanctify himself. Then Bali asked him, so again the lesson for us to learn, even at that age, the demons respect Brahmanas. That's the Vedic etiquette. Brahmanas means, when I say Brahmana, Guru. In this day and age, even Brahmanas won't respect Gurus. Even though you're born in Brahmana family or a learned family or whatever it is, we cannot respect. So, but this is the way. This is what we can learn from. You have to respect the elders, no matter what. Even asuras were respecting. So, very important point to understand. So then, in the interest of time, Bali Maharaj was saying that so my dear Vamanadev, my dear Brahmachari, you have come and I have everything, so what do you want to have? Looks like you have a begging pot in your hand, that means you are desiring something. Please tell me what you want. Vamanadev was quiet and observing Bali. And the Bali said, do you want cows? I have so many cows I can give you. You want villages? I can give you villages. I have horses. I can give you horses. I have elephants. I can give you elephants. Or you're a small boy. You want to eat delicious food? I can give you delicious food. Or you are a brahmachari. You want a girl of same varna, in the same brahmana caste. I can find a beautiful girl for you as a brahmani. Then he was just giving all kinds of things and said, what do you want? Then immediately Bali spoke. So Bali Maharaj spoke saying that, oh my dear Vamana spoke and said, my dear Bali, amazing, you are offering all the best things you have. I am very pleased with that. And Vamana, they started to glorify Bali's dynasty. He said, your father, Virochana, very charitable king. Even though the Devatas came as sages, he gave what did he give? Golden crown, knowing that they are going to kill him. And your father, grandfather, Prahlad, such a pious king. So like that, Vamanadeva was glorifying Bali Maharaj and his entire dynasty. Then he said, you offered all the best things. This is a very important lesson for all of us to learn. Then Vamanadeva said, my dear Bali, you are so good and you are offering all the good things and you know how to respect the Brahmanas because you are doing this because of two reasons. So this is a very important lesson. And Prabhupada says that if one has to be a good devotee, exalted devotee, you need these two things. This Vamana says that Bali has it. One is you need a proper guide in this life, current life. You need a guru who can guide you in this life, how to be successful in life without forgetting the duties. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we do not know what is duty, what is not duty. So you need a guru, proper guide. Then second is you need a proper guide for your future life. So Vamanadeva is saying that Bali, you got the descendants of Bhrigu who are guiding you in this life, how to be successful. And who is guiding for the future life, Bali Maharaj? Prahlad. Your grandfather is staying with you and he is guiding you how to practice devotional service. So that's why you are a very successful king. So very important for us, Srila Prabhupada says, if you want to be exalted, you need a proper guide for this life, proper guide for next life. That means you need Guru. Without that, there is no way you can achieve perfection. So when you talk about Vamanadev and pastime and Prahlad was staying with Bali, people often ask this question. Prahlad is a Mahajan, he's a pure devotee, isn't it? And he's pretty old. Why is he staying in the palace? He should be retired or taken sannyas. Why staying in Bali's palace, and how do you answer this? Right? If you read Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, there is one chapter Prahlad speaks in that chapter, lambasting family life. He will tell Hiranyakashipu, my dear father, you have to give up all these attachments. You go to forest, renounce everything and go to forest. Family life is very, very binding. He spoke the entire chapter, but now he's old, but he's staying in the palace with his grandson. It's little controversial, isn't it? Yeah, Samanvitha. Fantastic. Fantastic. He wants to guide Bali Maharaj. Very important. Another point I want to make this to clear to all of you. When Bali, so Prahlad Maharaj is a pure devotee. He doesn't like violence. When Bali was attacking Devatas, why Prahlad Maharaj didn't stop him? Isn't it? It's a pure devotee. I believe in non-violence, but how come my grandson is going and attacking the Devatas and I did not stop? What would be the reason? Again, another point, right, to think about. Well, there are two gurus. Prahlad is a Siksha guru. Right? Beautiful. Fantastic. He doesn't want to intervene in the Lord's appearance. So Prahlad always blesses Bali Maharaj or everybody that may you get pure devotional service, pure bhakti. If Vamana didn't appear, how can he become a pure devotee? So Vamana Deva has to appear, get rid of Bali's pride, so that he can become pure devotee. Make sense to you? To fulfill the promise or blessings of Prahlad Maharaj, Vamana has to appear. If Vamana has to appear, Bali has to attack Devatas. Then only he can become a pure devotee, because if Vamana doesn't appear, he cannot be pure. So, now to fulfill the promise or blessings of Prahlad, Vamana has to come. See how nicely Acharyas unpack this? Otherwise we'll get bewildered. You can understand it. Huh? So that's why there is a very, if you read, Prabhupada writes in one of the purports about Prahlad, why he is staying with Bali. He says, Pitamaha Kula Vriddha Prashanta. Prabhupada says, Prahlad Maharaj is termed as Prashanta. Prashanta means a sober person. He doesn't get disturbed by changing conditions. Whether I am in a royal life with all the opulence, or I am a mendicant sitting in the street and begging, doesn't matter to me. Both are same. So Prahlad is in that state. But his only aim was, he wants to have darshan of the Lord. He's the one, think about it, how fortunate Prahlad is. He saw Nrsingadev. Then, now he's waiting for Vamana to come. How fortunate, isn't it? So he's waiting. Okay, Bali is a nice devotee. I blessed him. May you get pure devotional service in this life. The Vamana has to come. So I don't want to stop my grandson attacking the Devatas, because what is the verse says, third line? Indrari Vyakulam Lokam. When Indra and associates are disturbed, I come. Then my grandson will become a pure devotee. He will see the Lord face to face. So that's the idea. Make sense? If we don't have time. So then Vamana tells Bali, my dear Bali, just give me Padani Trini Daityendra, meaning give me only 3 steps. That's all I need. Then Bali said, what are you talking about? A small boy, you're a small boy, you have small intelligence. You're asking only 3 steps. I'm telling you, I can give you villages, everything. You're asking 3 steps. He said, no, I am happy with 3 steps. Then Vamana gives the peace formula, very important lesson. So Vamana tells Bali, you are telling me that I am a small intelligence because I'm a small boy. But I'll tell you this, if you are not going to be happy with what you need or what you have, you will not be happy with the entire world even if it comes to you, because you'll become greedy all the time. So one has to learn to be happy with what you have, what you need. If you have more than that, you become very greedy. Why Vamana tells this to Bali? Subtly is telling Bali Maharaj that you are an emperor of Asura Kula, but you are taking others' property. You encroached Devatas and you took over all the 14 planetary system. It's not meant for you. So he's saying in subtle way that this is a very important lesson to learn. So that's a peace formula. So Prabhupada gives a beautiful lesson in this connection. He says how to be really happy. It's very simple. Prabhupada says, I'm going to put it like the equation. Control your senses, number one. When you control your senses, then you can perform devotional service. You can do service to the Lord or perform your duties properly. Control your senses and you do your duties properly to the Lord, then you experience satisfaction in your heart. When you experience satisfaction, then there is happiness. So this is the formula. If you cannot control your senses, you can never be happy. Srila Prabhupada says, uncontrolled senses means suffering. Controlled senses means satisfaction. Even if you want to achieve anything in life, you need to have sense control. That's all we all did, right? When you were studying back in India, I'm from India, my parents controlled me. So, okay, you have to study this time, exam is coming, only this time you can play. Very regulated. So if there is no regulation, you cannot achieve anything in life. Absolutely, you need to regulate yourself. So, not only studying, even after now there's no parents to control us, but we need to have regulation. If we don't have regulation, how are you going to regulate our children? So we need to have regulation in life. Srila Prabhupada says, control the senses, perform devotional service, you get satisfaction, that gives you happiness. Very, very important. So then, how do we get senses purified? You have to do devotional service in the temple. Just make a garland for the deities. Malika Mataji made today a beautiful garland for Radha and Krishna. Or you cook for all these Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, and you just broom the temple or clean the temple or whatever you can do. So when you do services, then what happens? Our senses gets purified. Sarva upadhi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam. So when you do seva to Rishikesha, all our senses gets purified. Then how do you purify the mind? We are discussing. Chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Believe me, this is a very powerful mantra, simple. It purifies your mind. How do you purify intelligence? Sastras, fantastic. Tasmat sastram pramanam te karya akarya vyavasthita. If you don't know the Shastra, how do you know what is right and what is wrong? Everything will look like right only. Isn't it? So, we need to have study Shastras. But that is our Praman. That's our authoritative text. Very, very important. How do you purify your ego? Devotional service, Mataji? Surrender, very good. Any other? Relation? Donation, that okay, ego goes, okay, very good, thank you. We are ready to take donation. Yeah. Anything else? How do you? I'll tell you the secret. When you do service with devotees, that's the only way your ego gets purified. Otherwise, no. If you see devotees, I don't want to deal with anybody. I will do service alone. I'll sit at home, I'll make garland. No. A garland also Rekha Mataji does with everybody. I didn't mean that way. But sometimes people say, right, I'll just do only service, sit at home and just send emails. Do this. I don't want to deal with devotees. Your ego will never get purified. If you do service with devotees, that's where all kinds of problems come. You learn to tolerate. You learn to be patient. You learn to deal with how amicably. That's when your ego gets purified. Otherwise, there is no way. So that's why doing services in the association of devotees is very, very important. Otherwise, nothing happens. Anyway, after hearing the Vamanadeva's request for 3 steps of land, I'm going over the time, but I won't take questions maybe. I'll complete the pastime. Can I do that? Everybody? Yes? Okay. Then he said, okay, 3 steps of land, then he agreed. Then Bali said, okay, you are giving me all this philosophy, I'll give you only 3 steps. Immediately somebody's ears went up. Who's that? Sukracharya. How is it? Bali, stop it. Stop. You want to give 3 steps to Vamanadev? You do not know who this is. This is Vishnu. in disguise. He came as a Vamana. In 3 steps, he's going to take everything from you and you will become left with nothing. Okay? Don't do this. It's Vishnu standing here in disguise. Then Sukracharya gives a reason. Coming back to your point. The Bali says, why? He says, what do you do with, if you give everything, what will happen to you? You're left with nothing. You need to maintain your body. If you have a body, then you can do dharma. Then dharma, artha, kama, moksha, all those things you can do. We need to have a livelihood. He was giving all the material reasons. If you give it to Krishna, then you don't have anything. So don't give. So this is a smarta mentality. Smarta mentality means you think about only yourself. Me, my family, that's it. You don't think about anybody. That's what smarta brahmanas do. Srila Prabhupada gives a beautiful, it differentiates between the smarta brahmana, the caste brahmanas, or whatever. They think about only their life, their enjoyment, their sense gratification. For that they can suppress anybody and everybody. They can go to any extent. That's what we see in this day and age. Not qualified brahmanas. They may be taken birth in a brahmana family. They don't have the qualification of a brahmana. Make sense to you? On the other hand, Vaishnava brahmanas always think about others. How can I engage others in service of the Lord? How can I make corrections? If even somebody is misbehaving, how to correct it in a way that they can advance in bhakti? Make sense to you? How can I serve the other person selflessly without expecting anything in return? So this is the difference between a smarta brahmana and Vaishnava brahmana. So here Sukracharya is representing the smarta brahmana, saying that if you don't have anything, how are you going to feed me? So that was his bottom line. So then Bali said, okay, so let me think about it. I need to think. So Bali was very quiet and he was contemplating. He was contemplating on what should I do here. Because Shastra, what does Shastra says? Vedaishcha sarvarham eva vedyo vedanta krit vedavid eva chaham. What does that mean? Of all the Vedas, I am to be known. I am the knower of the Vedas and I am the compiler of Vedanta. That's what Vedas teach me. You should give everything to Vishnu. But my spiritual master is telling me, don't give it to Vishnu. Don't serve Vishnu. There's a beautiful Vedic statement. It says, Aradhanam Sharvam Vishnur Aradhanam Param. In the sense, Aradhana means worship. Of all the worship, Vishnu worship is topmost. So Bali is recollecting all these Vedic statements and saying that what is this? Vedas scripture says, surrender to Vishnu, give it to Vishnu. And the topmost worship is Vishnu Paramam Aradhanam. How come my spiritual master is telling me, don't surrender to Vishnu, don't give it to Vishnu? Now I need to step up. And he said, my dear spiritual master, my dear Sukracharya, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to go ahead with my promise. Then Sukracharya said, no, it's not a promise. Promise is effective only when you say Om. You utter the word Om and tell somebody, then it becomes an effective promise. And if you don't fulfill the promise, then you go to hellish planet because there's a bad effect. So he said, Bali, you forgot to say the word Om. It's a technicality. You're just catching him on that. You didn't say Om. You just said, okay, I'll give you 3 steps. So you can revoke this promise. You won't go to hellish planet. You don't go to Narakaloka. You'll be all right. But Bali said, it doesn't matter to me whether I said Om or I didn't say Om. I gave my word. That's integrity. You understand what I'm saying? Very, very important. Very, very important. So this is a very important point for all of us. So when you take a vow to the Lord, when you have to keep your vows. If you took a vow that I'm going to do this spiritual practice and blah, 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 you absolutely need to stick with it. Otherwise, Vishnu will not like it. It's a serious business. Make sense to you? Then Bali said, whether I said Om or not, I gave my word to Vishnu. If this person is Vishnu, that's what Sukracharya was telling me, he is going to take away everything from me, I will still go and do it because I want to stick with my promise. So Bali said that. Then what did Sukracharya do? He cursed Bali. He took his kamandal, he cursed Bali and saying, you are going to be bereft of everything, you are going to lose everything and you are going to be arrested. From the Mahabali, so the topmost emperor, you're going to be like a mendicant, beggar. It's going to happen. He just cursed. Then Bali said, I don't care. I want to stick with, because it's a Vishnu. I need to surrender. Then, Prabhu, go to the next slide. Then Bali Maharaj, Vamana Dev said, okay, now my time has come. Prabhu, go to the next one. I'm going fast. My time has come now. So, okay, Bali just took water. He washed his hand, put it on Vamana Dev's hand and said, I'm solidifying my promise. 3 steps. You take it. Then with one step, Vamana Dev just covered all the lower planetary system. Atala, Patala, Tatala, Sutala, all the lower planetary system, all the way to earth. Then he took a next step. It is a beautiful Trivikrama form. The small boy expanded into a universal size. And he covered all the 14 planetary system in the Trivikrama form. He covered everything. Then he looked at Bali. Bali was like a small ant. Bali, what about the third step? Nothing left. Bali Maharaj was shocked. He said, okay, I'm sorry, I could not fulfill my promise. You took away everything from me. So then immediately Vamana ordered, he called Garuda. Garuda, come, arrest Bali. Because he told me 3 steps, he gave me only 2 steps. He did not keep up his promise. So this is why I was telling, when you take a vow or a promise to the Lord, you better stick with it. You follow the standard, because Vishnu is very shrewd. He is not going to leave you, okay, it's okay. You forgot today, it's okay. Absolutely not. You will face the reaction. No matter what, be careful. I'm not scaring. I'm telling the truth. That's what happened to Bali. So immediately Garuda came, arrested Bali. Next slide, Prabhu. Arrested Bali. Then Vamana Dev came back to his original size. Then Bali said, my dear Lord, I'm arrested. He was in tears. He is great emperor, but he is in situation. And he was brought in front of Vamana Dev. All his Bali's associates were crying and screaming, we have to attack Vamana, he tricked you and this and that. Bali said, no, don't do anything. He is the Supreme Lord. He has a purpose. He came here. Then he admitted his mistake. He said, my dear Vamana Dev, that's correct. I could not fulfill my promise. But I want to rectify this. Then Vamana Dev said, how do you rectify it? He says, one place left. That's my body. So you can put the 3rd step on my head. In that way, please give me the privilege of rectifying my mistake by offering myself to you completely. And he just bows down in front of Vamana Dev. He puts the lotus feet on his head. That's the scene, a beautiful scene. He puts the 3rd step on his Bali's head. So that's why Bali is glorified for Atma Nivedanam. Not only he gave everything to Vishnu, he gave his body, mind, soul, thoughts, everything to Vishnu. Then still he was tied. At the time immediately Lord Brahma came and said, my dear Vamana Dev, please release him. Bali gave everything to you. Then he was quoting the Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam, right? Yame Bhakta. So he's saying that, my dear Lord, even people give you said if with love, if somebody gives you a leaf, Patram, Pushpam, flower, fruit, or water, you accept it. And he gives them Vaikuntha Loka. Here Bali has given you everything. He gave his own body. So please relieve him. Please release him and bless him like that. Then Vamana Dev just speaks. So there are 5 lessons that when I read the story, I noted down. I just want to go through quickly that the first reason Vamana Dev gives, or I'm putting it like this. So Vamana says to Brahma, my dear Brahma, I will release Bali. I perform this pastime for these reasons. The first reason is, he says that Bhoga Aishwarya Prashaktanam Thaya Arpita Chetasam, he says in Bhagavad Gita. Bhoga means desire to enjoy, separate from Krishna, and Aishwarya, the opulence, bewilders human intelligence. Think about it. If you have more money, what do? You get very proud. You want to enjoy. You want to buy this, you want to buy that, and things like that. In that process, you miss out Krishna. You miss out the original, the real goal of life. So, Vamanadev says that, I want to make Bali humble. He has all 14 planetary system, and you are so arrogant. So I want to make him humble. How do I make him humble? I show my special mercy by depriving him of everything. So he has left with nothing, so he becomes very humble. It's the first reason. Second reason he is giving is that Lord says, I want to show everyone what is the real duty in human form of life. People generally think human form means, okay, I go to school, get educated, go to college, get degree, then what happens next? Get a job, what happens? I want a partner, wife, husband. After that, I want a kids. After that, I want a house, I want a nice car. I will become a grandmother, grandfather, or whatever. So the life becomes like, yes, these are important. It's not that it's not important. But the real purpose is to go back to Krishna, to develop love of God. Because all these things can be taken away just like that. Look at Maharaj Bali. He had everything, just 1 minute gone. So, Vamanadev is telling that I want to show what is the real duty in human life is. Yes, you need all these things, common goals. Job, wife, husband, house, and things like that. You need all those things, there is no doubt at all. But the real goal of life is to develop love of God. Because all these things can go away anytime. Very, very important lesson. But the living entity thinks that I can be happier. Purusha prakriti stoyi, right? Bhungte prakriti jan gunan karana guna sangashta sada sat yoni janmashu. Meaning the living entities think that I can do everything myself without Krishna. Then you face all evil and good and whatever. Then the third lesson he gives. He says that I am not glorifying poverty. I deprived Bali from everything, isn't it? He lost everything. So it doesn't mean that I am just glorifying poverty. That's not my goal. What I am glorifying is, I am glorifying the pridelessness by doing this. So that's my special mercy. My special mercy is when I make somebody prideless. That's my special mercy. So the symptom of somebody having the special mercy of the Lord is you become humble first. So I'll tell you this, in my early stages of my career, one of the best advice I got from is Brian Valentine. He was the president of my division. So I had an opportunity to have a lunch with him. I asked him, so Brian, you are so successful. He was 33 years old, but he's president of a Windows division in Microsoft. So I asked him, Brian, what is the secret of your success? What do you tell me? I'm a very new intern. He told me, be very talented, first point, when whatever you do, really good at that, practice and become good, and become very humble. These two combinations, nobody can resist. You are super talented, but you are very humble. Look at anybody, very successful people. One thing they lack is humility. Because they're very successful, isn't it? They're very proud of their achievement or whatnot. Humility will not be there. But if you have these two combinations, you will become very successful. That's a golden advice. I absolutely treasure till now. So that's what Vamanadev is telling. The symptom of special mercy is not being in a poverty-stricken condition, but be prideless, become humble. Very, very important. Then he is giving the fourth reason why I did the pastime with Bali, because I want to glorify my pure devotee, Bali. How you want to glorify? The tolerance, sticking with the promise. Very important. If you take a vow, or you promise to Vishnu or Krishna, you stick with that no matter what happens. Yes, we are living in this material world. Nothing is going to be easy. Things will be tough. There will be temptations, isn't it? So, okay, one day I don't want to get up early morning. One day I don't want to chant. One day I don't want to take shower. One day I don't want to go to temple. One day blah, blah, blah. One day this, one day that. So Vamanadev says that I just want to demonstrate this, the glory of tolerance and sticking to your promise in spite of all the difficulties that you may get. Yes, there will be tough, sometimes very tough. Bhakti is not easy. How much tough? It's so tough. People do so much drama. People just stab on your back, just spit on you. Because you are doing good thing for them, so they take you for granted sometimes. But we'll stay the course. So that's the right thing to do. We are doing the right thing for other person. They may not understand, and we stick with our promise. What happens? You try your best and surrender to Krishna, and Krishna will help you. That's exactly what happened in Bali. Isn't it? He gave himself. Then Krishna said, I'll give you Sutala planet. And he says, I want to glorify my pure devotee. How tolerant he was in sticking with the promise of bhakti. In spite of all the difficulties, Guru rejected him, he lost everything, so many things happened. But he was sticking with the promise. Very, very important. And the fifth one, if anyone gives anything to me, I will give back in a large amount. So Bali just gave me this all 14 planet system. I made him emperor of Sutala planet. I gave him to him and I became a doorkeeper. So Krishna says, I will be in the Sutala planet as a doorkeeper for Bali. So if somebody gives to Krishna, you will get it back more. Very, very important lesson. Why? Goddess of Fortune is very pleased. You are giving me this, I'll give you what you want. Like that. So these are we can keep on going, talking about this pastime and so many wonderful lessons, but these are some of the realizations or lessons that I learned reading this pastime. So such a glorious pastime of Vamanadev. So in the interest of time, I'm going to stop here and take only one question. Should I answer your question or comment? Right. So basically, the respect has to be given to a qualified person.
But people do not know about that usually because there are so many people who are not educated. So there are people who can read the scriptures and stuff, so that might help. But there are people on the other hand who are not educated at all, and they just follow the tradition blindly, just because that's what they're taught. So they don't know who to worship or who to actually know who's right, because if I'm making a person as my guru who's actually torturing people, then that's what I'm going to be teaching with kids and all, and that's how it's going to keep going.
So that's why the knowledge is very important.
Yes, and using the knowledge too, but that's something that people are usually often not taught.
Right. So we need to teach them,
Right.
give them the knowledge, so by which they can understand. It's like, for example, you have a skin, you have a small mark, black mark. You take a look at it. Oh, okay, it's maybe some mole. Your mom sees it and says, no, it doesn't look good. We have to go to doctor. When the doctor looks at it, dermatologist, they will say, oh, some kind of infection. Right? So the three people looking at the same thing, but they perceive differently, they comprehend differently. How is that based? They're based on the knowledge they have. So our duty is to first we get educated, so that we can Shastra Saksho, that is called. Seeing through the eyes of Shastra, then it will make sense, you get a perspective. Because there's so many hypocrites, cheaters, because this Kali Yuga is full of that. But how do you know what is genuine, what is not genuine? We need a Shastric knowledge, we need a Vedic knowledge, scriptural knowledge.
Yeah. But looking at the olden times too, there have been, I would say that our modern time is not that bad too, because there are many people who are exposing such stuff, and I feel like even some those kind of evil Brahmins, they have modified the scriptures which we're learning today as well. So yeah, because there have been multiple practices in the past that have been maybe if a husband passes away, then you burn away the female too, the wife too.
I got it.
So those things, it's way better to just
Absolutely.
yeah.
I got it. So we'll take it offline and discuss.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other question? Anybody? Or comments? Corrections? Okay, everybody understood? Next week I'm going to do a test. Be ready? Yes? Samanvitha has a question, Prabhu? No, first Samanvitha, then Rekha Mataji. Samanvitha, take the mic.
Yeah, so Airavata came from the churning of the milk ocean, right?
Hmm?
Yeah, but then Indra already had a weakness when he started the churning of
A
the
good
milk.
question. Should I answer?
Yeah.
It's a replica. Came from the churning of the milk ocean, the Airavata.
Okay.
So the chronologically you were asking. So Airavata already came. Again is coming from the churning. It's just a replica of that.
Okay.
Okay?
What happened to the replica?
Replica will just merge with the real one.
Okay.
Okay? Great, good question. Yeah, Rekha Mataji, last question I'll take. Uh-huh.
Sukracharya is Daitya's guru, right, Prabhu?
Mm-hmm.
He knows which is good and bad.
Yes.
Like as a guru, like how he become as a Daitya guru.
Well, he's a Brahmana.
Huh.
So Sukracharya is very famous for making emotional decisions. That's why he was not made as guru for devatas. Brihaspati, Sukracharya, both are equally qualified. Who should be the guru for devatas? Vishnu picked Brihaspati.
Vishnu pick, okay, Guru.
And he made him the priest for devatas.
Okay.
Sukracharya got very upset. I want to be the priest of devatas. How come? Very qualified. But the problem is emotional. So that's why sometimes you see people make emotional decisions, very abrupt, impulsive decisions they make. They don't have the emotional quotient is little weak. So Sukracharya has the emotional quotient weak. Then what happens? I could not complete the pastime. I just completed only the major ones. But after the fact, there's a beautiful discussion between Vamanadev and Sukracharya.
Vamanadev and Sukracharya.
That also happens. Okay. So Sukracharya knows Vedesha Sarvaram Eva Vedyo Vedanta Krit Veda Vedyeva Chaham. Vishnu to be known, to be worshipped. Right? Haradhanam Vishnu Paramam. Sukracharya knows very well. But he was emotional. And he curses and he tells, don't do this, don't do this. Then you'll think, oh, why did I do that? I need to.
Is Bhrigu Maharshi is,
Bhrigu?
Bhrigu Maharshi is from dynasty of Sukracharya only. Right?
Oh, who?
Bhrigu Maharshi.
No. Bhrigu is very older now. He is a grandfather.
Correct.
So, Sukracharya is a descendant of Bhrigu dynasty.
Correct.
Okay?
Yeah, he was cursed by Parashakti, right? That is the story.
Take it offline. We'll offline discuss.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much everyone for coming today. Hare Krishna. Shri Vamanadev Bhagwan ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu, for enlightening us with Vamandev pastime. Devotees, please rise in your places. We are going to do Aarti now, followed by Prasadam. Stay tuned. Hare Krishna. Sevya will do Aarti Kirtan. Hare Krishna, Sevya. Prabhu, come. Yeah. Devotees, move forward little.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्णा
हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Nila Madhav, Jaya Radha Nila Madhav, Madhav Jaya Radha Nila Madhav Jaya Radhe.
Jaya Radha Nila Madhav Jaya Radha Nila Madhav Jaya Radha Nila Madhav Jaya Radha.
Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga.
Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
So let's all play obeisances to the deities. Jaya Om Vishnupada Paramamsa Prajakcharya Stotra Shri Srimad Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jaya Om Vishnupada Paramamsa Prajakcharya Stotra Shri Srimad Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki Jai. Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur ki प्रेम श्री कगो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरव भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन धाम की जय. गजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय. नवद्वीप श्री मायापुर धाम की जय. श्री क्षेत्रम श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय. जगन्नाथ स्वामी की जय. भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय. गंगामयी यमुनामयी की जय. समवेद भक्त वृंद की जय. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय. प्रभुपाद ट्रांसडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय. प्रभुपाद ट्रांसडेंटल प्रसादम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय. प्रभुपाद ट्रांसडेंटल काउ प्रोटेक्शन यज्ञ की जय. गौरव प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees. हरे ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees. हरे कृष्णा. ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees. हरे कृष्ण. ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द लोटस फीट ऑफ श्री श्री गुरु एंड गौरंगा श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. नरसिंह आरती नाउ.
Namase Narasimhaya Namase Narasimhaya Namase Narasimhaya Namase Narasimhaya Prahlad Lad Daine Prahlad Lad Daine Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha Shilatankana Khalaye Shilatankana Khalaye Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimho Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimha Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimha Bahe Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho Bahe Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapade Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapade Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapade Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapade Tava Kara Kamalavare Nakha सिंहां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गां केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर कमल वरे नखां अद्भुत सिंहां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गां केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर कमल वरे नखामभूत सिंहां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गां केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर कमल वरे नखामभूत सिंहां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गां केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रह्लाद महाराज प्रह्लाद महाराज प्रह्लाद महाराज जय प्रह्लाद महाराज जय प्रह्लाद महाराज प्रह्लाद महाराज प्रह्लाद महाराज जय प्रह्लाद महाराज जय गुरुदेवा 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 जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि
बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल। नरसिंहदेव भगवान